This is Qtv Nightly News. I'm Amudu Kajaga and thank you for joining us. And be reminded you can also join us on Q Radio 103.3 FM. First, here are the headlines. Following his arrival in Guinea-Bissau, President Barrow visited the country's National Assembly among several other engagements scheduled throughout the day. The Local Government Commission is continuing its investigation into the Kanifing Municipal Council KMC, focusing on the hiring practices under Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda, who is now into the fifth day of his questioning by the Commission. After the Gambia Cultural Weekend in London, High Commissioner Dr. Fatou Bensouda and Deputy Suleiman Suntu Toure highlighted the importance of cultural heritage, diaspora engagement, and the mission's work in London. In international news, earlier today, after 14 years of construction, fundraising, and fierce determination, Ethiopia officially inaugurated the Grand Ethiopia Renaissance Dam, Africa's largest hydroelectric project. In sports news, Kololi Central AFC goalkeeper Adama Sane, a last-minute substitute, made a crucial save to secure the Manjai Super Cup trophy on penalties against Lemon 3. Those were the headlines, now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is Qtv News. Following his initial engagements upon arrival in Guinea-Bissau, President Barrow visited the country's National Assembly. He then had several additional engagements throughout the rest of the day. Loli M. Camara tells us more.
The president of Guinea-Bissau, Umaru Sissoho Embalo, accompanied his Gambian counterpart, President Adama Barrow, in a heartfelt tribute to Guinean national heroes as part of a state visit to Guinea-Bissau. The ceremony took place at the Amora Fortress in Bissau, a site of great historical and symbolic significance in the country. During the event, floral wreaths were laid at the mausoleums of Amilcar Cabral and Nino Vieira, iconic figures in the struggle for national freedom and independence. Here is what President Adama Barrow said about the nation's national heroes.
During this visit, I was given the opportunity to come and place erect the remains of Amilcar Cabral and Nino Vieira. Amilcar Cabral is a household name in Africa, in the entire world. He was a freedom fighter. He was a great man. Today, the freedom that Bissau is enjoying today, it was the work of Amilcar Cabral. He is gone, but he's not forgotten. That's why we came to pay respect to him. He is a symbol of unity in Africa.
At the mausoleum, President Adama Barrow was asked and responded to questions from journalists about future engagements between the two countries.
Because it's all about diplomacy, it's all about discussion. But I think it's much better now than before. There is a lot of discussion going on. Gambia is in the center of the discussion.
Earlier in the day, and in recognition of his significant role in strengthening the bilateral Gambia-Guinea-Bissau relations, President Adama Barrow was decorated with the Amilcar Cabral Medal, the most important state honor in the Republic of Guinea-Bissau. His host, President Sissoho Embalo, highlighted the strong bond and common history of both countries, transcending colonial boundaries. President Barrow acknowledged the gesture, saying that the award is a powerful symbol of the enduring spirit of freedom, Pan-Africanism, and revolutionary sacrifice that Amilcar Cabral embodied. President Barrow dedicated the honor to the people of the Gambia, who he said remain committed to the ideals of unity and friendship of the people of Bissau. Later that evening, President Adama Barrow attended a state banquet hosted by President Umaru Sissoho Embalo at the Palace of the Republic in the capital Bissau. During the banquet, President Barrow delivered a speech expressing his profound gratitude for the warm welcome he received and the magnificent dinner held in his honor and his accompanying delegation, further saying that relations between the Gambia and Guinea-Bissau continue to grow stronger. In a reciprocal gesture, President Embalo reaffirmed the Guinea-Bissau government's commitment to collaborating with the Gambia in areas such as investment, security, justice, education, and culture, among others. For QTV News, Loliam Kamara.
The Local Government Commission is continuing its investigation into the Kanifing Municipal Council, KMC, focusing on the hiring practices under Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda, who is now into the 5th day of his questioning by the Commission. The recent line of inquiry centers on allegations of nepotism, politically motivated appointments, and financial irregularities with the Council. Yafatu Gay has more.
The appointment of a commission is part of a broader efforts to strengthen transparency, accountability and good governance in local government institutions across the Gambia. The most striking revelation in this week's testimony came when Mayor Bensouda was questioned about a $2 million loan allegedly given to his former campaign aide, Nuruddin Adams, in 2022. The mayor denied using council funds, stressing the money came from his private business, which he claimed generates millions of dollars daily. One notable case involved a $1 million cash advance for spare parts in Senegal, with no surrounding evidence of purchase. A separate letter also revealed that Kanye failed to retire $180,000 in council funds, leading to a 2-week suspension after he allegedly insulted administrators in writing.
So with the issue of Khan Mustafa Kani, he was not an employee. That's why he was being treated as a consultant. I think they were very hard that it doesn't meet the requirements.
Nepotism also came under scrutiny as Bensouda admitted that his uncle Babukar Jambe and Auntie Adama Jambe were both employed by the council. He maintained that Babukar later resigned over conflict of interest concerns and insisted such cases were isolated among the council's 1,200 staff. However, testimonies from Councillor Habib Sise and former CEO Salam Anjai alleged that the mayor submitted a list of preferred candidates for appointment, foiling concerns of political favoritism.
I wouldn't say it's coincidence. It's 4 people out of 1,200 staff.
Right.
It's 4 people that I would have loved to work in KMC.
Right.
I would have loved to bring many more people as part of my team who I trust and can rely on. But the fact of the matter is I can't.
The appointment of PR manager Aissatou Fall further raised concerns over irregular hiring practices. Fall was hired in June 7, 2018, the same day she applied, despite a committee recommendation to delay the appointment. She was also placed on grade 10.1, one of the country's highest salary scales, despite holding only a certificate or diploma in IT. Bensouda acknowledged flaws in the process, but defended the decision, citing council approval and a program that allows staff to pursue higher education while serving in managerial roles.
It was a contentious issue. I think you have the minutes where the councillors agreed that, okay, these may not have the right qualifications, but given their experience, we would resolve that they keep their positions and upgrade themselves.
The inquiry also uncovered contradictions in Bensouda's testimony regarding his participation in committee meetings. While he initially denied attending, meeting minutes indicated he was present alongside former CEO Njai and other members including Senghor. As the hearing continued, the mayor faces increasing pressure to account for a series of controversial decisions, from multi-million-dollar contracts to financial irregularities to politically connected appointment, placing transparency and accountability at the center of the inquiry. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafatu Gay.
The Gambia High Commission to the United Kingdom, Her Excellency Dr. Fatou Bom Bensouda and her Deputy Head of Mission, Suleiman Suntu Toure, in an interview with Loli M. Kamara, underscores the importance of cultural heritage and diaspora engagement and the work and objectives of the mission in London. These remarks were made after the conclusion of the Gambia Cultural Weekend in London. Here is the report.
As the head of the Gambia's diplomatic mission in the UK, Dr. Bensouda focuses on strengthening bilateral relations, supporting Gambian citizens based there, promoting Gambian culture, and fostering business and tourism opportunities between the two countries. The High Commission provides essential services such as visa and passport applications, as well as information for prospective visitors. During our interview, Her Excellency Dr. Fatou Bensouda, Gambia's High Commissioner to the UK, stated that the Gambia Cultural Weekend, organized by Yaram Arts, serves as a platform to celebrate Gambian identity, foster unity among Gambians in the UK, and strengthen ties with the homeland.
When someone is born in the diaspora, sometimes you are a bit removed from the cultures that we have, for those of us who are living there or who were born and grew up there. So I think this is an opportunity to bring those, the Gambians who live here, maybe their parents came and they are being away from the country or have even never been to the country, for them to be able to really experience the cultures that we have in the Gambia and to be able to watch the displays that take place and also to be able to participate even.
Dr. Bensouda went on to add that the High Commission remains committed to supporting Gambians living in the UK, particularly in areas of integration, cultural identity and community development.
Apart from those documents, which are maybe official documents and which we prepare almost on a daily basis for Gambians, we also try to encourage Gambians to know that this office, this mission, this High Commission is a Gambia house. It is for all Gambians without the exception of anybody. And since I came, this is what my staff has tried to show.
This year's Cultural Week highlighted themes such as social cohesion, diversity, inclusivity, and respect for host country values, while celebrating Gambian heritage and contributions in the UK. Suleiman Suntu Ture is the Deputy Head of Mission.
For us as the High Commission, from the consular section to the protocol section to the Office of High Excellency and mine, we join together to work with the community to resolve these issues. And we have a lot of brilliant community leaders that we engage sometimes to resolve this dispute and these problems within the communities without it getting into the news and into the rumor mills. But all we call for is for people to respect each other, respect authority, respect their families, their spouses, their children, and resolve issues. But Gambians are very hardworking, and the UK government, has that very strong relations with us here.
Both High Commissioner and Deputy Head of Mission expressed pride in seeing Gambians in the United Kingdom embrace their heritage and support one another. The Gambia Cultural Weekend in London has brought thousands of Gambians together from across the UK to celebrate their culture, network, and explore opportunities for contributing to their homeland's development. For QTV News, Loliam Kamara.
We will now go for a commercial break, and when we return, we have national, international, and sports news stories. Do stay tuned and join us after the break. ko ɓuri ko fof yaw he ballal cellal jama o kule dandugol ɗi ñabbeji sukaɓe ko wayi hen no lacciri ñaw ɗoyru ñaw lafañ e ñaw ɓuuɓol cervical cancer yo ko andira ko tétanos he ñabbiji goɗɗi o pengu noon mo foti ɓange tan si joom jibinama tan ma he dow waktuji nogas e nayyi e ko ɓuri ko hen fof noon moƴƴu ɗum woni so denane jibinama tan woni suka debbo yo gorko fof eɓe keɓa ɗiɗo penguji e he waktu mumen e no ɗum le windirani tan e kaytol mum noose sukaɓe fof ɓe poti ɓanɗi penguji ko tawa hen sukaɓe lanjiɓe sukaɓe fof ɓe poti timmin ɗi penguji e dow hirande mumen iɗode he gurdam mumen nde handi ɓe ɓeyda e dow hirande mumen ɗimmere nde he gurdam mumen nde penguji goɗɗi ɗi noon ɗi jogui dose ji kewɗi ɗum noon ko ɗum wawata ɗumen dandu e jibinaɓe yo walloɓe sukaɓe fof ɓe poti yaadu e ko garanɗa ko ɗum woni tan e ɗum woni kayti mumen no sukaɓe ɗi soɓe jaa kala loptan mo ɓe jaata jombo foti yaa to loptan ɓurɗo ɗum mo ɓatto e kulle ɓe mbawa heɓhen ko laaɓi tan ɗiɗo penguji o kibaru noon gaddan ɗumen no woni Ministry of Health, UNICEF, Gavi e WHO e wallodiriɓe mumen.
Supersonics Islamic Insurance, the Gambia's first digital insurance provider. brings innovation, convenience, and Sharia compliance to your doorstep. We offer a wide range of general insurance services, ensuring peace of mind and protection for what matters most. Whether at home, on the go, or in business, experience the difference with Supersonics Islamic Insurance Company Limited. Contact us today, +220-5132-319, 5132-318, or 5132-315. Email us info@supersonicsinsurance.com or on our website www.supersonicsinsurance.com or visit us at Bega Plaza 56 Liberation Avenue, Banjul.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. The second African Climate Summit opened in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia on September 8, 2025 under the theme Accelerating Global Climate Solutions, Financing Africa's Resilience and Green Development. Senabu Chow, who is attending the conference as a delegate, tells us more.
The second African Climate Summit is a significant moment for the continent as leaders from various nations gather to address the present challenges of climate change. This summit aims to foster collaboration among African nations and global partners to accelerate climate action and sustainable development. Present matters of this summit include the need for increased financing to support climate resilience projects, the importance of innovative technologies, and the promotion of renewable energy to reduce the dependency on fossil fuels. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, in his keynote address, put forward a proposal to establish an African Climate Innovative Compact that will aim to produce 1,000 innovators by 2030 and be funded and owned by Africans for it to be implemented in partnership with various partners. He also expressed Ethiopia's aspiration to host COP32 in 2027. The second African Climate Summit is an opportunity for collaboration and commitment to pave the way for a more sustainable and resilient future for Africa in the face of climate challenges. Reporting for QTV News from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, I am Senabu Chow.
Coming up next is international news. Earlier today, the 9th of September, history flowed from the heart of the Blue Nile. After 14 years of construction, fundraising, and fierce determination, Ethiopia officially inaugurated the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or the GERD, Africa's largest hydroelectric project. More in this report by Adedarami.
Ethiopia and surrounding countries, it would be a marvel of history.
Once a bold dream, now a towering reality. The GERD has been funded entirely by Ethiopians, both at home and across the global diaspora. Through bond sales, grassroots campaigns, and unwavering patriotism, ordinary citizens became shareholders in their nation's future. However, the journey has not been without tension. The dam drew sharp objections from Egypt, which fears its impact on downstream water flow, and which has always behaved as if the Nile belonged solely to them. Despite years of negotiations and diplomatic friction, Ethiopia pressed on, seeing the GERD as a symbol of sovereignty and self-reliance. Last night, on the eve of the launch, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed was visibly emotional as fireworks lit the sky, a nation's dream realized. Among dignitaries was Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley, echoing global support for Ethiopia's development ambitions. In a bold new chapter, the Prime Minister announced an ambitious wave of mega projects, including a nuclear power plant, part of a $30 billion push towards industrialization and energy independence. Mia Mottley, the guest speaker, who was in Ethiopia having attended the Africa CARICOM summit between African and Caribbean nations, was a guest speaker at the launch.
And I said, this is the Adwa engineering feat. And I say so for those who do not know, including many from my own Caribbean community, that when the international world determined that this project was not to see the light of day, that it was not to receive the financing of companies that like to make money and therefore were usually only interested in repayments, that when that befell the people of Ethiopia, the people stood tall.
The building of the dam had gripped the imaginations of Ethiopians at home and abroad. And with its launch, the nation now looks ahead, fueled by national pride, powered by its people, and determined to chart its own course in the 21st century. Even at this early stage, it is safe to say it is a dam that has changed the flow of history, physically and metaphorically, and even perhaps the destiny of a nation. For QTV News, I am Ade Darami.
Also in international news, on the second day of the African Climate Summit in Addis Ababa, the Women's Pavilion hosted a pivotal session focusing on feminist pathways for climate mobility in Africa, organized by Femnet in partnership with UN Women. Senabu Chow again.
The Women's Pavilion session focused on feminist pathways for climate mobility in Africa. The session focused on how integrating gender perspectives into climate strategies can lead to effective solutions. Panelists and attendees engaged in lively discussions about the unique challenges women and youth face relating to climate change and the need for their involvement in decision-making processes. Rahma Kerewi, a youth advocate with Younger Migration Working Group for Tanzania, talks about the crucial role young people play in climate migration. In a separate interview, the president of the Gambia Press Union, Aissa Tuketa, spoke of the essential role of the media in climate advocacy and how journalism can elevate climate issues.
When you look at it, we have a constitutionally mandated role as the press in terms of being able, with a fundamental responsibility to report, to engage, to hold duty bearers to account, to ensure transparency, accountability, and good governance. So in so doing, we are also mandated to be able to inform the public and also hold those duty bearers to account.
As the summit progresses, the discussions from this day reflect a growing commitment and collaboration, emphasizing the essential contribution of women and youth in the fight against climate change across Africa. Seinabu Chow for QTV News.
Coming up next is sports news. Kololi Central FC goalkeeper Adama Sane, brought on as a last-minute substitute specifically for the penalty shootout, stole the spotlight with a stunning save, helping his team clinch the Manjai Super Cup trophy 4-3 on penalties against Lemon 3 on Saturday at the Father Golf Sports Complex. Here is Pakabasuso.
With major football stakeholders in attendance, including representatives from the Gambia Football Federation and other regional football bodies, the Manjai Super Cup final between last season's league champions Kololi Central and knockout winners Lemon 3 delivered on all fronts. The newly renovated Father Golf Sport Complex witnessed a thrilling display of quality football, drama and passion as the match ended 1-1 in normal time. Kololi Central FC dominated the first half, creating numerous goal-scoring opportunities. With both Bilal Job and Salih Jallow coming close, their relentless pressure and precise passing paid off in the final third when Sekou Dabo, also known as Elano, broke the deadlock with a well-controlled strike, putting his team firmly in the lead. Lemon 3 FC emerged after the break as a transformed side, pressing the league champions with relentless waves of attack. Coach Modulamin Dour's decisive substitutions paid off when Modou Jallow equalized with a classic number 9 finish inside the box. With the game heading to penalties, Kololi Central coach Omar Sy, in a move reminiscent of Dutch national team coach Louis van Gaal's call at the 2014 World Cup, made a bold decision to substitute his first choice goalkeeper for Adama Sane. Louis van Gaal's penalty switch was his famous tactical decision to substitute goalkeeper Jesper Salison for Tim Krul, seconds before a penalty stood out in the Netherlands' 2014 World Cup quarter-final against Costa Rica. Krul went on to save 2 penalties to win the match for his side. It was later described as the greatest substitution ever made in a World Cup match. In this match, Sane similarly repaid his coach's trust by saving the decisive penalty, securing a 4-3 stood-out victory for Kololi Central. The team celebrated with a trophy and a prize of $20,000, while Lemon Tree received $15,000. Modu Lamindur is the head coach of Lemon Tree, the losing team.
Although it's not a bad game for us, because you can see the penalty shootout, one must win there. So our captain came and kicked, but him managed to lose. But yet still now, we have this confidence that we can do it. But unfortunately, we couldn't make it because it's football.
Omar C. is the head coach of Kololi Central, the reigning champions.
I'm very happy. I'm very, very, very happy because it's a tough game, but unfortunately we came out with the victory. So I'm very happy with the boys and my technical staff. Yeah.
The Manjai Sports Association expressed gratitude to QCell, Gambia's largest GSM company, for their support. Kololi Central FC's victory in the Manjai Super Cup showcased skill, determination and strategic brilliance. From Elano's opening goal to Sane's decisive penalty save, the match was a thrilling display of football, rewarding the champions with the trophy, prize money and unforgettable memories for players and fans alike. For QTV News, Parker Basuso.
Before we end, here is a recap of our main news headlines. Following his arrival in Guinea-Bissau, President Barrow visited the country's National Assembly among several other engagements scheduled throughout the day. The Local Government Commission is continuing its investigation into the Kanifing Municipal Council, KMC, focusing on the hiring practices under Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda, who is now into the 5th day of his questioning by the Commission. After the Gambia Cultural Weekend in London, High Commissioner Dr. Fatou Bensouda and Deputy Suleiman Suntuture highlighted the importance of cultural heritage, diaspora engagement, and the mission's work in London. And in international news, earlier today, after 14 years of construction, fundraising, and fierce determination, Ethiopia officially inaugurated the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, Africa's largest hydroelectric project. In sports news, Kololi Central FC goalkeeper Adama Sane, a last-minute substitute, made a crucial save to secure the Manjai Super Cup trophy on penalties against Lemon 3. That's all we have for in this bulletin. At 9 p.m. tonight, we will have a special 90-minute panel program hosted by Julden Jai on the role of women in politics in the Gambia. Do join us at 10:30 p.m. for another news bulletin. Thank you very much for watching.